back to another video. We're out here on Te Awaroa. It just released on Xbox 2 or 3 days ago, and so I'd figured I'd update my Diamond Hotspot maps. I did about a week ago, I think. I added the red deer, fallow deer, and turkey. I just had the new species before. I didn't add the European rabbit because they're just randomly everywhere and they don't have zones. But I figured I'd make another video since it just released on Xbox and will be sometime in the future for PlayStation. And my favorite spots for them, I just got done shooting like 3 level 5s, which if you played this map you know what happened with those, which I might put in a video later. But for the feral goats, my best drink zones are definitely this lake. You can see I've been shooting them. This lake just barely had some max levels up here, and this river right here is my second favorite spot. You can see you don't even need any tents or anything for these 2 spots. Then for feed zones for feral goats, since it's such a good spot, right up here, I have a tent right up here. You don't need it right there, but they feed everywhere in this area, up along here, everywhere. You can even just have a tent up at this lake because they do drink up at this lake as well, and you can just run down. And on multiplayer maps, I usually run down here on top of this, and just like that little meadow on Silver Edge Peaks that I like to hunt feed zones on, a little diamond meadow. This is a little diamond valley right here. It's such a good spot for red deer and the feral goats. Run up from here, and we'll just count this as our best red deer spot. You run up along this ridge and you run down the ridge about as far as you can before it bends. Then you run down to this Stone Castle Valley, a little spot right here, and there's just feed zones everywhere of SIKA deer, which there'll be all females in this area. Red deer, tons and tons of red deer, and feral goats everywhere. And you just go there during feed times, and you'll find tons of them there. And then for the chamois, which will be next on our list, the best chamois lakes still are these 2 spots. Got a tent up at this one, and a tripod there already, so I don't have to set it up because there are usually some rather close right there. Usually I'll just keep the tripod set up on me, and I'll just set them up within a certain range. But those are best chamois spots. And feral pig, definitely this east coast. That's where I got, I think, 2 troll level 5s over here, and then I got my diamond over here, my second favorite spot. Have a tent right here, and all these tripods that you'll see randomly are just at the European rabbit spots, since you want to set those up beforehand for them. So those are just already set up. You can see all my tent locations on here zoomed out. And then for fallow deer, these 2 spots right here down this lake, definitely my 2 favorite spots. I've had diamonds at both of them. Then for turkey, I've only found them along this river from about this section right here all the way down to about this area. It's the only place I've found them, and they don't have any drink zones. They just feed on the sides. That's the only place that I've found them so far. I have a tent in the middle here, a tent on this outpost down here. Then for SIKA deer, definitely this river is the only thing I really hunt them for anymore. There's tons of need zones in this spot. You run down this, and then they stop right about here, and then you can hunt these other lakes down here. They also have a bunch of them. Up here also has SIKA deer, but they're all females up in this area that I've found. And then for red deer, that spot right up here, their drink time I believe is at night, so they're not as nice to hunt as other maps. But there's a ton in this area, so any of these lakes or bodies of water in this area should be really good for them. if you hunt them during the drink time. And I think that's all the species on this map, and if it's not, I'll have the hotspot maps that will be posted at the end of this video after I'm done talking. But then for loadout wise, you want the 22, and you can use the Mosin for everything else, or you can use the 303 or the M1. Either works just fine, but that's the best loadout to cover everything. You can add whatever else you want, because it's only 2 weapons that you need. So if you want to go as light as possible, you only need 2 weapons, the Mosin and the 22. But you can add whatever else you want to also run around with, and tripods if you're grinding on single player. But that is my updated diamond hotspot maps, and you can take a look at this, how mine is set up right here, since I know a lot of you like to know how I've set my map up. So that's what it looks like, and we'll get on to the maps now.